Doesn't want to focus. Surprise! It's Saturday night. Hello, Hayden. Oh, that's Maddie.
Wait, Maddie?
Yeah. What do you want to say to Maddie?
Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Betty. Hi, Linda. They all say hi, Leah.
Hi, guys.
Okay. Where's my phone stand? Put this over here. Oh my gosh, my desk is a disaster. Hello, Emma. Maddie says, Leah. It's so funny because on the iPad, and I know on the one video I made, you guys commented you couldn't see anything. On the iPad, it cuts off right here to here. So when I'm looking at the replay through the iPad, I can only see from here to here and from here to here. But on my phone, it's like goes all the way out to the end of the table. Hi, Emily. Excuse me. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys, I made another one of these sequin flip cards, and I used some Stampin' Up! Designer paper here and tied a little gold bow on that one. So that one came out super cute. So after I made the flip card the other night, all the rest of these beautiful ribbons came in. So I wanted to show you. This one is fuchsia, and it flips to silver. I thought this would be really cute for Valentine's, although I'm not a big Valentine's card maker. It'd be really cute to do like a heart die with that. This one is light pink and also has silver on the back side. This one is red and flips to gold. That's what I used on the ornament. Really pretty. This is the one I showed you guys the other night where it's like greenish blue and then it flips to black. This is the royal blue. So I don't know what color they're calling this one, but this one flips from blue to gold. There's a little spot sticking up on here. I wonder if the sequins, yep, the sequins were flipped. So you get a yard of this fabric. It's not bad. I mean, for card makers, that goes a pretty long way. I wouldn't go making, you know, pillows or a purse or a dress with this, but for us card makers, it goes a long way, I think. Okay. And then this one flips from black to silver, and I thought this would be really cool for New Year's Eve. So I just wanted to show you guys all of those came in. And then I showed you the card I made. I also have some videos uploading. I played around a lot with my Arteza art supplies this weekend, and I just forget how cool they are until I get them out. So I did this card with the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero November kit. So I filmed it. And I colored it with the Arteza color pencils. So that video will be uploading for this week. I also did one today with the Arteza Everblend. I got the gray tone markers. So I wanted to show you guys this little guy. He's called the Sorrowful Pup. He's a stamp from Blue Night Rubber Stamps. But I colored him with the Arteza marker, so that video will be going up for you guys this week. Don't forget Mod Squad Challenge. You only have a couple days left. The theme is Starry or Snowy Night. So get your entries in over at modsquadchallenge.com. You could win $25 from Kitchen Sink Stamps if you enter. Hi, let's see, who am I missing here? Hi, Dawn. Hi, Emily. Hi, Uli. Oh, Emily, it's great. Actually, I'm trying to pre-film all of these videos this week because I'm leaving for New York Monday. So I'm trying to get all these videos done so you guys have something to watch. Hi, Marlene. I also got some more cards from you guys, so I'll show those. This one is from Pamela, and this is simple but elegant. So she has glitter paper in the background, and then she glitter heat emboss. This is gold heat embossing with glitter in it on this panel here, and then stamp this beautiful piece and this star design with that same gold glitter embossing powder. And I'm looking at it going, I never do that, and I should do that, where you get the embossing and your paper to match the mat. It's so beautiful. So she sent me that. I don't know if I showed this one to you guys. This one was from Tracy, and she did a stencil, and I think this is Brutus Monroe glitter glaze. And she has a mirror cardstock on the back and cut the bright Christmas out of the mirror cardstock, so really pretty. This one my friend Barb dropped off to me today. Gorgeous. And this is using the Stampin' Up set. I forget what the name of it is, but I think it's the Stampin' Up. This is Stampin' Up. This may not be. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. And then this one is from Susie, and look at this cute little gnome. And I don't know if this gnome was on silhouette, so if Susie comes on, she'll have to tell us. But he has cute little mittens and little feet, but he's pretty nice size. And I love how she did this little swirl over here, and she put these flat back sequins on here. She did them over here with a nice little swirl. I mean, a lot of work went into this. She did heat embossing, or not heat embossing, embossing folder on the back side of her paper here. The hat is pattern paper. His beard has embossing on it. And then this is all pattern paper. And then she put glitter. So there's glitter here, glitter here, glitter here. And then, of course, topped it off with a beautiful ribbon. So beautiful, beautiful work there. And then another gnome. Now, this is part of that Diamond Says Stamp gnome. Super cute. And I like how she did this. I think this is my favorite things, striped paper. And then this is pearlescent paper that she used the stitched frame to cut out. This is heat embossed. We have our little gnome here, and there is some Copic coloring on his nose and his beard. Super cute. This is from Deb. And let me just show you how simple this is. Beautiful and simple. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I love, love, love this stamp. Hey, Trace, I just showed your card. So that's from Deb, and then I think that's it. That's it. So I love it. You guys keep them coming, and I will keep showing them. My pile's getting big. Okay, so I thought for tonight's card, what I would do is, Leah was playing around with a penny black stamp the other day. She was playing with this one, which is called Skyward. I don't know if it's still available or not, but she did this pastel sky with PanPastels with it, and it was just gorgeous. No, it's okay. So I have this other penny black stamp. Hey, Kim. Which is called blah 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 Wintry Trail. And let me show you guys here. And I pick these stamps up at stamp shows, and I go, oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. And then I make one card out of them and don't play with them. So I had to get it out of the stash here. This one comes with a beautiful colored image. And I'm like, this could be so easy to do with PanPastel. So we're going to make this tonight. Here's Leah's card. A little heavy on the PanPastels, but still gorgeous. Very nice. There you go. I'm trying to make sure I read you guys' comments here. If I miss anybody, say hi again. Okay, so I have some paper on the desk here. We're just going to use this. This is the Crafter's Companion. Super smooth. I don't know. Whatever I normally use for Spectrum Noir paper. So we're going to cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you need for your spouse, partner, roommates, family members to get you some ideas for the holidays, because we all know they're last minute shoppers. They have no idea what to buy. I just know today the AC Moore by my house posted 50% off, going out of business, blah, 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 that good stuff. So tell them not to buy you an AC Moore gift card because that's not going to do you any good. Hello, Barbara. So I would say a couple of things. One, anything that you don't already have from Arteza. If you can get the Arteza Everblend markers, the Arteza color pencils, or the Arteza watercolor pencils, they are amazing. And I will put the link for that down below for you guys. Two, if they're willing to spring for it, an electronic die cutting machine is very nice. I had to get my old-fashioned Sizzix out the other day, my big kick, and man, I was like, this is such hard work. So an electronic die cutting machine is handy. Now, depending on what kind of dies you cut, if you like the Biggs dies, like my friend Kim on here, then you want to go with the Vagabond so that it can cut those Biggs dies. But if you do smaller dies, like I do, I gotta tell you, that Gemini Junior is amazing. I love that thing. Look at that, just gonna fit perfectly. All right, that should work. I'm going to try the Brutus Monroe ink here because I haven't tried it with PanPastels yet. So we'll see how it works out. Hello, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, you guys better get your Nancy stamps in today because I don't think I'll be doing a live tomorrow, and I need to edit, well, not edit, I need to list all the descriptions and all these videos I recorded for you guys today so I can get those scheduled to go up this week. Tracy left me yesterday. Super awesome to meet Tracy. We also talked about the Arteza products and how cool they are, the color pencils especially. But like I always say in my videos, for the price point, you get a lot for a little bit of money. You really do. And I was excited to say, listen, with the new job, that means I have off on weekends. I'll be able to get back to the stamp shows. I am using the Brutus Monroe Detail Ink in Raven. And this has been my go-to ink, especially for alcohol coloring, because normally when you're doing alcohol coloring, I know I'm getting off on a tangent here. This has been our #1 go-to ink, has never let us down. You can get a refill for it. You can do a lot of things with this ink. It's a really good ink. However, to me, it's just not black enough. It's just not super black. It's more like a dark, dark gray. So I went to this Finesse Spectrum Noir ink. This is, again, alcohol-proof ink, but there's no refill available for this. And I know a lot of people are not able to get their hands on this. I ordered mine from HSN. I think you can also get it from Craft Stash. I'll look it up for you guys. But I know a lot of people weren't able to get their hands on this. So Tracy my partner in crime out there in Pittsburgh, told me, you gotta try this ink. So I bought this one little ink pad thinking, all right, I'm going to try it out and we'll see if it lets me down like all the other alcohol inks in there. Because I got to tell you, I tried the My Favorite Things Super Black ink. I tried the Gina K Amalgam ink and they bled. Anytime I put alcohol ink on them, they bled. So I bought this ink and I just told Tracy I need to get myself a refill for it because I know I'm going to use this ink. And I have been putting this thing through the ringer. I've been using it with watercolor markers. I've been using it with the Everblend markers, color pencils, and it hasn't let me down yet. So this is my new go-to ink for alcohol coloring. For any coloring, now my detail ink is still going to be my VersaFine Clair. This has my heart, but this really, really good ink. So I wanted to try it with PanPastels and see how it came out. So Betty, what I would say is you can go back in my videos and my playlists and look at some of the videos that I've done. The number one thing, and I was going to do a video like top 5 tips on how to be a better card maker. And I would say number 1 is your paper. You want to make sure you're using a good quality, good stamping paper. So I would say my top 2 choices are Neenah. It's spelled N-E-E-N-A-H. I'll link everything in the description for you when I'm done here. But it's called Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and it has to have all of those. 80 pound for regular stamping, 110 pound for my card bases, for these guys when we're putting our cards on there, okay? Or Stampin' Up! Whisper White is really good paper to stamp on, so start with that. Second thing would be your quality of stamps. You want to use either clear photopolymer stamps, not clear silicone stamps. Silicone stamps tend to resist ink and they don't stamp very clear. Or red rubber stamps. So number 2 is stamps. And then number 3 would be your quality of inks. Know what kind of project you're working on and what kind of medium you're going to be using, and that will determine your ink. So the VersaFine Clair inks, I love, love, love them, but they are pigment ink. So although they stamp very bright, and you have to give them a little bit to dry because they are pigment ink, so they stay wet a little longer. Dye inks are where most people stamp with because the dye inks go into the paper and they dry quicker, so you don't smudge it, but they're usually not as vibrant as the VersaFine Clair inks or Distress Oxide inks. Distress Oxide inks are a good way to start for stampers because you can stamp and you can do techniques with them, but they dry back a little bit, almost like a pastelish color. Okay, this is taking some time to ink up. I'm done. I'm not going to ink it anymore. And I know it's supposed to look like rustic and stuff. Get over there. So, but I would say go back and check some of those videos and watch them. And I give a lot of tips on how to do better stamping. The other thing I would recommend is you should always have a really good trimmer. A lot of people make fabulous cards and they have a cheapy trimmer or a trimmer that needs a new blade. And when you don't cut straight or your edges are frayed, it really takes away from the beauty of your cards. So always try to cut your cardstock pretty straight, or make sure that your blades are always pretty sharp. I do love the tonic trimmers. I've had the other trimmers, and these things are just, they're great. But I know a lot of people are afraid of the guillotine type trimmers. All right, I'm going to hit this with the heat tool just real quick. Catherine, you're going to see, unfortunately, that a lot of the big box stores aren't going to cater to us stampers. They cater to kind of the lower end of the scale. It's not usually good quality. It's stuff that we kind of jump on because we're crafters and we see stamp and ink and paper and we get all excited. But it's usually lower quality silicone stamps, which are not good. Also, it's lower quality pigment ink or their store brand inks. So your best bet is to just keep watching these YouTube channels. A lot of times we will put as crafters what we use in the links, in the description links, and you can click on the links and get them. But your best bet is to go to, if you can, scrapbooking or crafting shows once or twice a year, and that's what I normally do to stock up on my stuff. And sometimes you gotta drive an hour or two. It's worth it because you're going to see, and Tracy and I just had this conversation at dinner, you're gonna see a lot of new products out. You're gonna see somebody showing you how to use the product. You're gonna be able to touch the product and try it a lot of times. And make and takes are worth it. And a lot of people say, well, I don't want to pay for that, I can go home and do it. Make and takes are worth it because if you get to play with this product, and this is something new, and you don't want to go and spend $25 on it and it's going to sit in your desk and you're not going to touch it because you're afraid to, sit down and spend the $2 to do the make and take and learn how to do it. And I tell you, I spend a couple $100s at every one of those shows, but then I don't need to buy anything from Michael's. I don't need to go and buy anything from Hobby Lobby, and AC Moore's going out of business. And a lot of places, let's face it, our small stamp companies are not there anymore. They've all gone to these online shows or they've gone to online websites. So if you can go online and Google stamp shows, one of the ones I would recommend looking up is Heirloom Rubber Stamp Show. I think there's another one called CKC, which is, I think, Creating Keepsakes Convention. Look those up because they're really worth going to. And we need to support our hobby. We need to support these small mom and pop companies, because if we don't, we're gonna lose them too. They're gonna go out of business. So we need to support them. But these little companies, they bring out new products, they demo it for you, they supply you with it. It's really worth it. So I just took a really light blue. I'm going to go in with the next color blue, which is a turquoise blue. I'm going to go on my little soapbox here a little while longer since you guys asked, and say, you know, be careful with what you buy and order off of the internet. I tend not to support AliExpress and some of those companies that are out there. They steal designs, and they do sell them much cheaper, but it's usually an inferior quality stamp. It's also an inferior quality die. So it's better for you, again, to support your small mom and pop companies. Buy directly from My Favorite Things or, you know, Lawn Fawn, Hero Arts, Tim Holtz. These are all companies we love that we want to keep in business. These sponges, you can get, I think I get a pack of 3 for, I want to say $10, but they're really, they're kind of like a makeup sponge. You can use a makeup sponge, but I find that these are way more rubbery. There's a little more latex in these, and they're very easy to wash, and I tend to use the same colors, and I'll be honest with you, I never wash them. You just take a paper towel and rub the excess off paper towel. But you can use makeup sponges. I have regular sponges in here. I have Q-tips in here. So, you know, you can use anything you have around your house. I always say use what you got. I have erasers here, different kinds of erasers. These look like little makeup applicators, but they're through the same company. So, you know, use what you have, and you can, what's nice about PanPastels is it's easy. If you don't like it, you can erase it and start over again. Sorry. Yeah, Betty, Crafter's Companion, I have a love-hate relationship with because their designs are beautiful. They are amazing with their designs. I'm sorry, but I think that this ink has met its match. I feel like it's just super dark. Let me grab a cleaner sponge here and see if it makes a difference. So Crafter's Companion does have a line that they call acrylic stamps, and their acrylic stamps are photopolymer stamps, but the rest of their stamps are silicone stamps, and silicone stamps are the last kind of stamps you want to buy. Silicone stamps are super cheap, and they don't hold ink, they don't hold up, and they just disappoint you. So don't waste your money on them if you can help it. I think... No, PanPastels don't dry out. They're basically chalk. That's what it is. It's a high quality pigmented chalk. But I feel like... I'm losing some of this image, like it's getting rather dark. I'm going to do it again. Let me finish this one up, and then we'll try it again with another kind of ink and see if we get any better. All right, so then it goes from, according to the picture I'm looking at, it goes into like this yellow orangey look. So where's my yellow orangey pan? Yeah, you can use makeup brushes with them too. Ooh, that reminds me. I just got some new brushes sent to me for Blue Night rubber stamps. I should try those, Tracy. Good idea. All right, so, and what you do when your sponge gets all loaded up and icky and dirty, oh, I already had a paper towel there, is you just rub it onto a paper towel. And yeah, it's stained, but it's not going to transfer once you have it all rubbed off the sponge. I got it all over my fingers. You know why? I need to clean my desk off. My desk is extremely messy right now, and so stuff is everywhere. And so I'm not being the neat crafter that you guys know I usually am. You know, I was going to do that, Belinda, but the way I have the stamp lined up, I didn't have my paper all the way in the corner. So there's no way I'd be able to line it back up again. Well, I mean, I guess I could if I clear stamped over it, but I don't want to take the chances because of all of the details in the stamp, but I will do that for the next one. Way too much. That clashes. All right, so when you have something like this where it clashes, you grab your colorless blender. Where's my colorless blender? White, white. You cannot have PanPastels without colorless blender. It is, you have to have it. It's just mandatory. Believe me, just get the colorless blender because you're going to need it. And the colorless blender just does exactly that. It mutes it down a little bit, blends them together. Now I don't have that harsh yellow and blue there. I don't have that harsh yellow and orange. It's kind of all mixed in, all blended together. That's what it's there to do. Yeah, this definitely needs to be re-stamped. All right, so down here, there's a little bit of light orange. Yeah, Belinda is 100% correct. That's what I should have done. And I didn't think about it because I was being lazy. All right, this is a yellow ochre that I'm just putting down here. And a little bit goes a long way with these. All right, and then the bottom part, it's basically all blues and grays. And I just dropped them on the floor. No! Don't worry, my trusty assistant is here to help me out. I need to clean my desk.
Yeah.
The desk is a mess. Let's pop them in there. There's a purple one right there.
I know.
Am I missing one? You want to look around?
Was that one all all the way still?
I don't know. It's lost. It's under the desk. I got mine from Blick Art Store, but please check out Blue Night Rubber Stamps for a number of reasons. You can get 2 palettes from Blue Night Rubber Stamps. There's a warm palette, which I believe is called Sunrise Sunset, and then a day and night palette, which is these blues and greens. And I think she sells the palette and 7 colors, and you get a pack of sponges, which is like 1 of each sponge, just a little sample pack of sponges there. You get like 1 of these, and I think 1 of these. Tracy, jump in and help me out here if I'm wrong. But I think you get like this 4-pack of sponges, and it's $25. You can't beat that, because normally each one of these PanPastels is $7 to $8 each. So check out Blue Night Rubber Stamps, because it is worth it to get her deal, because you're getting so much more for so much less money. Hi, Tina.
Hey, Tina.
I did try some of the Catherine Pooler inks, Marlene. I have a couple of them. They really do kind of remind me of Stampin' Up! Inks. So, yeah, I have a couple of them. Excuse you.
Are we doing the question thing?
No.
Are we doing the question?
No. Thanks for your help, though. Yes, Blick does have them. All right, this just proves to me that this ink is moving a little bit, because this was a fairly clean sponge, and I just went in with some light blue, and this is going a little bit dark on me here. Didn't work on yours either? Well, you used the totally wrong ink, that's why.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. What ink did you use? Let me see. You used the VersaFine ink, which smears all over the place.
I use this.
Yeah, that smears everywhere.
Didn't smear everywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's why you kept putting more and more powder on to cover it up.
No. Look, it didn't smear.
Look at the bottom of your card. All right.
I put that there on purpose.
I put that there on purpose.
I put the black there on purpose.
on purpose. All right, I'm pretty much done coloring this one. Let me put some blender on the bottom there. I always have to look to see if it's blender or white. Okay, colorless blender. Yeah, my ink is definitely moving on here. All right, we're going to do take 2 here. Next. Sorry about that, guys. That was not how I wanted this to go. Take 2. She's cute, all right. She got to open all her Christmas presents today, because I am going out of town next week for work, and my son is going to Florida with his dad for Christmas. So this weekend is basically my last weekend with him and her together until, I don't know, the end of the month. So I let them open. We had their Christmas presents today. And I'll post a video for you guys, but she's so funny because she loves the singer Billie Eilish. She loves her, and I got her a Billie Eilish t-shirt, and she didn't realize what it was at first, and she opens it up, and she's like, what is this? And I'm like, it's a Billie Eilish t-shirt, and she starts like screaming, like total fangirl. So what we would normally do to correct this problem of having this chalky look is restamp it. So Belinda was correct to, put this back into the stamp positioner and restamp it. But I didn't have my paper all the way to the bottom corner, and I didn't have my stamp all the way over to the bottom corner. So I won't make that mistake again. I'm going to try to redo this. Now, you could theoretically line this back up again by using a clear plastic acetate. I don't feel like doing that right now. I'm just going to put this other piece of paper in here, and I am going to shove this all the way down in the corner and try to clean my fingers off here. And stamp it again. I'm reading your comments. Belinda says do it with you. But I did, Belinda. I did heat it up and it's still smudged. So I think I'm going to go in with my super dry Memento black ink here. And then we'll go back in and we'll stamp over the top with a darker ink. So we'll just do this so that we have a quick... The other way you could avoid doing that is put all your color down first and then stamp over it. But we want at least an outline of where this color should be going. So I'm going to do one quick stamp. My paper is all the way to the right and all the way down. This time I'm using the Memento ink because I know it will dry pretty quickly. It's not going to be super black, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to leave the stamp in the stamp positioner. We're just doing one quick stamping here, and then we will come back to that. I feel like all of the stuff's going to fall on my face soon because the desk is like stacks and stacks and stacks of stuff. Maybe my assistant can come over here and take some things off the desk for me. Nope. She got her bag of markers and she's on the floor. Let's do it this way. Let's do it the right way, like Belinda said. Just the way I should have done it. And I'm not going to follow the packaging. I'm going to kind of do my own thing here. I'm going to quick heat this, though. This should be pretty dry and smear proof. We're good. The other thing I love about these things is they're really easy to clean up. I mean, I know I have some stuff on my hands, but I'm going to go up, rinse my hands off with soap and water, and it comes right off, where with traditional inks and ink blending and stuff like that, it takes a little bit of couple of washings to get all of that stuff off. So this is a super light blue. I think this is called turquoise. Okay, so this is regular turquoise. This is turquoise tint, and tint means that they add white to it to lighten it. You can add your own white to it. They have white that you can add to lighten it. And then the ones that are darker are called shades, I believe. And what that means is they add black to it to make it darker. So I just went in with the turquoise tint, which is super light blue. I know you guys probably can't see it, but I just did that whole part in that super light blue. And then I'm going to go in with some gray, and I have two kinds of gray here. I have neutral gray and Payne's gray, and the Payne's gray has a little bit of a blue tint to it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I normally, like I said, clean my desk up. I'm pretty good about putting stuff away. I don't like things being left out. So usually I'll craft, I'll put stuff away, and then I'll work on my next project. But today, because I was filming so many videos, I just kind of left everything out. And normally I don't throw stuff on the floor. There's stuff all over the desk. Well, I'll just show you guys here. This is what the beauty of live is. I'm going to tilt this. Let me see here.
Just take it out.
Okay. I'm going to show you guys here. Yes, you can purchase individual pots of color. So this is the left side of my desk. And normally this is all clear. Like there's normally nothing there. There's the shelf up there full of stuff. There's Miss Leah.
There's a garbage can over here.
Here, show them your shirt that you're so proud of, that you're so excited. And then the right side of my desk is no better. There's my phone so I can read the comments. There's more stuff all over the desk. And then this is the floor next to the desk. So it's a little bit of a hot mess. I will clean it up, I promise. And I'm trying to make sure that I stay in frame. No, that's a Billie Eilish shirt I bought for Leah. All right. Sorry. So I did the tint. I did a little gray. I'm going to go into the sky now. I think I'm going to do my traditional yellow, orange, red sunset sky here. I'm going to start with a little bit of a lighter yellow. This is yellow ochre. Yeah, Leah, what was your favorite gifts out of everything you got from Santa today?
Out of everything I got, my favorite gift was the matching pajamas.
Oh, Leah and her baby doll got matching pajamas.
My American Girl doll.
Yes, her American Girl doll.
I know which one I'm going to put it on.
And then this is regular orange. And I'm just using the same sponge. I'm going in, and I can tell you guys, I hate to admit it, but this ink is holding up a little better. I think I just didn't dry the Brutus Monroe ink enough. But there's definitely less hazing. Like, you could see the black moving into it. Okay. And now I'm going to darken it up with some fuchsia. I hide nothing from you, Uli. You guys are my family. You're my everything. I'm just like you guys. I'm supposed to be, I'm pretty much packed for this this trip, and I'm like, oh, well, what kind of stamping stuff am I going to take with me to do at the hotel? Like, that's has more precedence than me, like, packing work shirts. All right, I'm going to take some colorless blender and blend that sky a little bit. And you'll see it'll all come together. It looks kind of chalky and hazy now, but we're going to stamp over it, and it'll all come together and look better. I'm going to put a little more blue down at the bottom, and I've been using the same sponge. Okay, I think we're done here. Let's get it back into the Misty. Tracy said the same thing. Tracy made these beautiful cards, and Tracy's like, I don't know if I could do a YouTube. And she makes the best YouTube videos. She takes her time. She explains everything. She puts so much detail into her stuff. You guys, if you're not subscribe to her, go check her out. It's Tracy Schultz, S-H-U-L-T-Z. All right, now we're going to restamp this. So now it just looks like a bunch of hazy color, right? So we're going to put this back into the Misty, bottom right. And I'm going to switch it up and go to my favorite ink, Versafine Clair, because it's super black and super dark. Aww. I like it really black, Betty, but yeah, I mean, you can go either way. You can go like this, where it's not, you know, where it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Distressed looking, or I like it super black. Go and dig out. You guys have landscape stamps. You have them. Go look. I bet you do. You have trees. You can do trees. You can cut out a sun, a moon. It is really easy to do. And it's really not messy. Now, I hope I lined it up correctly so I don't get double stamping here. Hello, Fox Girl. It was off alignment somewhere. It's down. How's that possible? My paper is down too far, but you guys get the idea. I'm going to try to restamp this one. I'll show you how you would fix this one. So I moved my stamp, I moved my paper. How you would fix that is you take a little piece of acetate. And you put that scratch piece of acetate in there, bottom right, and then you stamp over it. I don't think they're coming out with them, Tracy. I think she sent them to me as part of like a Christmas / design team kind of gift. Because I got new stamps in there for January's release. So I think she just sent them to me to try them out. Okay, now what you do... Oops, I shouldn't have lifted that out of there. Darn it. Don't listen to me right now. Rewind. You don't take the plastic out. You leave it in there. Trying this again. Okay, you put the acetate in the bottom right corner, line it all up. Then you stamp, and I have residual ink on the stamp, so I'm not going to re-ink it. Yes, new stamps in January. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to slide my card in to where it needs to be to match up with this stamp. So very carefully, I'm just kind of lifting. This actually might go all the way in the bottom right corner. Nope. Okay. So I need to cut my card down because it's not going to fit where I need it to fit. This is how we had to do it back in the day when we didn't have a MISTI and we had to line things up. Had to use a old-fashioned stamp positioner. Hello, Suzette. Okay, so now I'll have the acetate in the bottom right corner where it should be. I'm attempting to line up my card underneath the stamp. It is not 100%. Ah! This stamp is super tricky because there's so many little detailed branches and things like that. Okay, I think I have correct placement. But before I stamp it again, I'm going to clean my acetate off. See, and this acetate comes off the back of stamp packages. When I put my stamps in stamp envelopes, I don't throw this acetate away. I keep it. Use it in shaker cards and stuff like that. Okay, so I think my paper's lined up correctly to match the stamp. Hi, Deb! Deb, I showed them your beautiful card. Not lined up right. Nope. All right, you know what? This is what Nancy does when Nancy gets frustrated. She goes back to doing it the old way. How many of you guys have one of these? This is what's called a stamp-a-majig, and it normally works with red rubber stamps. So, what we do with a stamp-a-majig is we mount our stamp onto a block. I'm going to use a big, ugly, hefty block here, a paperweight block. Just going to make sure he's stuck down. Okay. Then we are going to take this corner of this clear plastic. There's a smooth side and a matte side. We want the smooth side up. Okay, and we're going to tuck that corner straight into the corner of this little tool. This tool has a non-slip surface on it. Okay, so all the way, we're butting it up all the way up to the corner there. So we don't want this to move, right? Then what we're going to do, this might not work because the stamp is so big. Well, we'll get a rough idea. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the corner of our stamp and butt it up against the corner of this little jig here. And again, we want to make sure that our plastic piece is not going to move. And we go straight down and stamp. Now, I don't know if I have enough ink on this stamp because I've been playing around with it. Nope. So we're going to do that again, but we're going to ink it up. First, I'm going to clean it. This is turning into a really long, hot mess. I'm sorry, guys. That's not what you came to see. Deb, I got 2 cards sent back to me from my post office, and they don't even tell me why they got sent back. So I had to go back to the post office, and they're like, oh, we think the machine read your address and sent it back to you. All right. Let's try this again. Part 2. Okay, so we want shiny side up. We want this corner and this corner butted up against each other, okay? Make sure we have that correct. Now we're going to real quick ink up this stamp. It does not have to be great inking because we're just inking up our little jig here. Okay, so I'm making sure this is butted tight up there. Now I'm going to take the corner of my stamp and lay it straight down into the jig. Okay, now I can move my jig out of the way. I can lift the stamp from the little plastic sheet. Now I have a copy of that image on this plastic sheet. Now I'm going to take the image that I want to stamp on, and just because I don't want it to move, I'm going to put some temporary adhesive on the back of it. Okay, now I'm going to put my clear sheet over top and line this up exactly on top of it where I want this to stamp. Now this gets tricky because you have to be perfect. You have to be looking at the top, the bottom, the left, the right. Now most stamps are not as detailed as this stamp. This one's got branches and twigs and all kinds of stuff all over it. Okay, I think we have a pretty good representation right there. Now, we want to carefully hold this down. You don't want it to twist or turn or move. And we're going to put this jig into place right on the plastic. Okay, now the idea is once you remove the plastic, this jig should be in the exact position it needs to be in to stamp perfectly. I just feel like every time I look at something different on this stamp, I'm getting a different lineup. I'm going with this right here. We'll see how good we do. So I don't want to move my jig. I want to slide the plastic thing out of the way, holding this down with my left hand, stamping with my right hand. This is really complicated, which is why they invented the MISTI. Yeah, Deb, some of them I did. Some of them I put an address label on the front. All right, now we have to be careful because I have this Mondo stamp in my right hand. I'm going to line it up with the corner of the jig. My paper is taped down. Start praying. That's right, it's real stamping, Tracy. CPR, just stamping. Aw, thanks, Linda. 47 people watching. How many thumbs up do we have? 14 thumbs up. Where's Kiki at to tell people to give people thumbs up?
More thumbs up, people.
Close out a chat, give a thumbs up, and come back. Okay, here we go. We're going to see how well Nancy did lining up. If I did better with this or if I did better. Well, we know I didn't do better with the Misty because that came out crooked. Oh, I messed it up. All right. I'm going to stick with the Misty next time. Wah, wah, wah. It's a Charlie Brown Christmas, folks. Maybe next time Nancy shouldn't pick such a complicated stamp. It's really not that hard, I promise. All right. Since option 1, option 2 didn't work out, I don't quit. I don't give up. We fight. We're survivors. Right, Leah? Squint, it looks perfect. Exactly, Karen, you're right.
You're not right, Mommy.
I showed this in one of my other videos. If you didn't catch it, I think it's the one I posted 2 weeks ago for Blue Night rubber stamps. So here's the one I did with the Misty. It's really not off too much. It's just a little bit. Here's the one I tried to do with the Stamp-O-Majig. It's off a lot. I really did not do a good job of lining that up. So we're going to avoid that problem altogether. We're going to put the color down first. So I have these two here. I can line them up next to me. I grabbed another piece of paper here. Put 3D glasses on. That's right. We're going to put your VR, your virtual reality gear on with your phone. And that's what you're going to tell these young kids when you give them this card. You're going to say, well, you can give it to an older person and say, maybe you need to get your eyes checked. Or you can give it to one of these young kids and say, well, you're supposed to use it with your virtual reality glasses on your phone and watch how many of them go running for the phone. So mean. I would totally do that to my son, by the way, and he would say, what mom we talking about? All right, don't worry about the stamp right now. We're going to color first. So I have an idea by looking at this stamp. Now, this card piece is a little smaller, but that's okay. I have an idea where my colors should be. I'm going to go in. I liked the colors on the second one better, so I'm just going to replicate that one. Not this one. This one. So I got some light blue down. A little bit of this. Put some of this in there. Okay. Then Karen, you're funny. Tracy and I got picked for a new design team, so keep an eye out. You guys will see some new stuff from us, new videos. This is called Magenta. It's a very hot pink fuchsia. Now I'm going in with orange, regular orange. Nope, need more hot pink. Now I'm bringing that into the orange. And if you think you have too much, don't worry. When you go in with the blender, it'll lift some of that out, and you can always go in with an eraser and take some of that out. All right, now I'm going to go in with some of the colorless blender and blend it all together. Now down here, I got some of that orange, no problem. Just going to take a regular soft eraser here and lift some of that up. Betty says, give it to someone who has cataracts. Cataracts blur everything. I know, before I had surgery, everything was blurry. So down here, I had some of that yellow go into the blue. I didn't really like that. It started to look a little greenish. And just taking an eraser and lifting that color right out. That's what's nice about these pigments is there's nothing permanent on there. If you think it's too dark, take an eraser and lift it out. Now, I want to add some clouds here. I can go in and add white for clouds, or I can just take my eraser, go right over the cloud stencil here. I'm doing small circular motions, following that cloud stencil. Wait till you see how nice this is going to look, guys. I'm going to move my eraser, or my stencil down more with the eraser. Okay. Now for the big reveal. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of that colorless blender. Just going to go in and blend all of that in. It'll put some color in there, but you have the illusion of clouds there now. It's a good idea. We should put some birds in here. I'm going back in with my blue. Bring that back in. This looks pretty like this. I don't even need to stamp anything. Put a sentiment on here and I'm done. All right, so now's the fun part. Let me clean up this stuff here. Aw, thanks, Deb. Mine too. They're so much fun. They're easy to clean up. They make everything look beautiful. We look like real artists. Okay, so here's what my background panel looks like. So I have the red, the orange, and what was that? Phthalo yellow or whatever it was called. Sorry, magenta. So I had magenta, orange, and yellow ochre, in case you're writing down the colors. And then down at the bottom for the blue, I had turquoise and turquoise tint, which is just a lighter color turquoise, and then colorless blender over it. Okay, now we're going to go in with this stamp. We're going to do it right this time. We're going to stamp it once and done. I do like it to be super black and crisp. I do want to line my stamp up with the kind of the lines on the coloring here. Now we're going to stamp. And I'm going to use the Brutus Monroe ink on top because we're done coloring. So there's nothing for the ink to get smeared with. Clearly I didn't do a good job at cleaning it. Okay, ladies, you've been hanging on. It's time to get to business here. Wow, 50 of you guys sticking it out. 27 thumbs up. Leah, 27.
More.
She says more. We go to bed at night and Leah goes, let me see your video counts. And she wants to look at the counts and wants to know how many thumbs up, how many thumbs down. There's always 2 to 3 thumbs down. I honestly think it's the same people all the time. And it just cracks me up. One thing I should mention is you want to be careful when you're rubbing it up and down and side to side, because if your MISTI shifts, or if you're not using a MISTI, if you're using other stamp platforms that are out there, when you do that, you're shifting your image too. So I have to kind of remind myself of that, because I often push up and down and sideways and you're shifting that door. Just remember that. So try to just kind of press down on it. And, you know, you don't have to use a lot of pressure. You just want to make sure that that ink is making contact with the paper and it has enough time to transfer over from the stamp to the paper. But just kind of keep that in mind. Wow! Oh my gosh. I got to stamp it again, though, because I like it really black. So down here, I can see that the ink didn't transfer over from my stamp. Hi, Chow! I think I hear your brother coming down. All right, I'm going to give it one more inking. And after 2 failed attempts, we finally found the right technique to work for this kind of stamp. It's actually my fault, because I should have, like I said, the first time I did it, left the paper and the stamp in the bottom right corner like you're supposed to do. And then I wouldn't have had a problem. But I was being lazy. All right, I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I think that looks amazing. So let me show you guys the 2 failed attempts and then this beautiful one. Okay, so this was the first one I did. I do like the colors here. I was trying to mimic what's on the packaging of this stamp, which is here. So I think I did okay with mimicking the colors. But when I went back and stamped it with my MISTI, because I didn't have the paper lined up correctly, it's off alignment big time, which actually was this one. This one's the one I did in the MISTI. And it's hard to tell, but it's down and to the right too much. This is the one I tried to go back in with the Stamp-A-Majig and do. And it's just because this stamp is so detailed. So by putting the color down first, you know what I like? I like the clouds. I like the clouds. It's very subtle, but they're there. Now at this point, if you wanted to go in and add more color, I don't think I need to. I would use a smaller tool like a Q-tip or something like this. And then go in, but try to stay off of the black areas. So now we just let this dry, cut it down. Now, the #1 question I get, because people don't stay till the end of the video and they just put it in the comments, is how do you set your PanPastels? Is the PanPastel going to move? Yes, it is. It's a highly pigmented chalk. I don't know how else to explain it. That's why it's all over my hands, but that's also why it's very easy to clean up. So, you can take hairspray. There are fixatives out there you can buy. This is the first time you guys are going to see me throw something away. I don't normally throw stuff away. I try to salvage it. So this is my little spray box. Put it in there. This is Krylon Shortcuts. This is clear gloss. Couple squirts. That's it. It's done. Basically clear spray paint. And that's going to lock it in. Now, it's glossy right now, but when it dries, The paper will soak that in. It smells like spray paint, so you want to do this in an area. Normally, I put this in the box, move the box, and walk away from it. So, well, there we go, guys. So just to give you guys, like I said, I'll go in and I will link everything for you. The stamp is called Wintry Trail. It is from Penny Black. I don't know if it's current or not. I grabbed it out of my stash. The PanPastels you can get from Blick Art Store, or like I said, if you can support Blue Night Rubber Stamps, she sells the Sunrise Sunset palette, which comes with 7 colors. It comes with red, orange, yellow, magenta, some kind of brown, and it comes with white. You want to pick up the colorless blender. It doesn't come with bronze or gold. I purchased those separately. And then she also sells the day and night palette, which is all of the blues and purples. I don't think this one was in there. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I don't think it comes with this light blue. And this is colorless blender or white, but it does come with black. So you can get those, and I think it's $25 for the palettes. They come in this tray, and then you get a small sampling of the sponges as well. And she has the most amazing landscape stamps. It's very easy to color her stamps. That's normally what I use with the PanPastels, so you can check out all of that too while you're over there. All right, guys. That's what I was saying, Linda. If your spouse, husband, significant other, whatever, partner needs to know what to get you, I said these are some things that I think that they need to get. You need to get a good black ink. I would put this detailed Raven ink plus re-inker. I need a re-inker. I'll order that when I get back from my trip. So I would say that. I would say some, just even if you get if you're only going to get one, get this set. The Sunrise Sunset. I use this set more than anything else. And a colorless blender. And get some good glue. We have the best glue in the market is this May's Art Glitter Glue. And get yourself some Arteza Everblend markers. I love these markers. I'm just like, I can't put them down. I love them. They just work so well. That's all I got, guys. So I will be back next weekend, right, Leah?
Friday.
Next weekend?
Friday.
We'll see. I have some videos recorded. They will go up this week. You guys will get to see me make this little Hero Arts car. You'll get to see me make this little puppy dog over here. And don't forget to head on over to Mod Squad Challenge and enter Starry Night or Snowy Night Scene.
Can I ask the questions?
Right. Say, Guten Tag, Uli. Aww, May won't ship the glue during cold weather because it ruins it. So get it now while it's still 50 degrees out in most places. Bye, Catherine. Bye, Chow. Bye, Debbie. Bye, Betty. Aw. Bye, Walker.
Who's Walker?
Bye, Trace. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Maddie. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. And hit the link down below and make sure to subscribe.
Oh, very good.
And keep on stamping.
Bye.